Only things I remember about history at school were at the beginning of every lesson, history teacher always used to say, right boys, we'll pick up the threads from the last lesson. And once when we were doing Cromwell, before the Battle of Naseby, I think, when one of his officers said to him, some of the men wanted to pray. Let them pray if they like, he said, but tell them to keep their powder dry.
Come on, Danny. Let's be having you. Danny, come on, let's be having you.
Oh, but you've got to park them off.
Late, they should be.
Hey?
What about this £2 limit got risers, Joe?
Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. Last time down here.
Gross to over third now working.
Timetable this morning will be as normal. For all people receiving prizes this afternoon, meet for a short while in the hall directly after the break this morning. The speech day ceremony will commence at 2 o'clock. Stay in your own form rooms after the afternoon registration, and each form will be sent for individually.
Oh, morning, Ronnie.
Right again, miss.
You can talk, lad.
5 minutes late, but I've had time stopped off at our Dennis place for that.
Time stopped.
Yeah, they allow them 3 minutes a week, and anything over that, they can knock them half an hour's pay off.
Mr. Hawkins for an outside call. Mr. Hawkins, thank you.
I do not have to tell you that important guests will be in school this afternoon. You will be under public scrutiny. Your conduct will be impeccable, your appearance immaculate, which means, of course, full school uniform. That is all. Dismiss.
It's me now, miss. No, I'm playing granny.
I'm a little concerned about the school grounds, Mr. Clarkson. I thought they might look a shade tidier.
You want me to get George to see to it?
We'll give him some help, of course.
Right, lads, I'm going to give you a treat today.
Could you please see to those arrangements, Mr. Clarkson?
Would you mind if I asked Mr. Douglas to attend to it, Headmaster? I'm really up to my neck, what with one thing and another.
Certainly. Let's have all the senior staff pulling their weight. After all, that's what we're paid extra for.
Soccer and sex, that's all you think of.
We never said a word, miss.
You didn't have to, did you? Now look after these books, lads. They've just arrived and you're the first class in the school to use them. In my opinion, it's one of the best sets of stories around today.
Best books for the best class, eh, miss?
That's right, John. Now, I'll just tell you something about the writer before we begin. Oh, Martin, you can't be bored yet. We've just started.
I'm not, miss. I'm tired, that's all.
Aye, goes with bird every night.
Do I ache?
Really goes past our house.
I like to bet there.
Nearly every night, then.
For that information, I only see her 4 or 5 times a week.
Why don't you get married to it, then?
Dracula.
All right, you can sit down. And keep quiet. Miss Bedford. A friend has some bad news for you.
Yes.
Boss wants his lesson of George and some gardening, so I'm afraid you'll have to take the rest of the period off. You don't mind, do you?
No, I don't mind.
Right, lads, I've got a job for you. I want you to report round to George at the greenhouse. There's some jobs need doing for this afternoon. All right, off you go.
Uncle Toppy, George.
Of course you've come to help me. You didn't expect them to send 5A down to help me, did you? Come on.
What do you want us to do?
I don't want you to do out. There's naught to do. And even if there was, it's nothing to do with you gang anyway. But his master's voice thinks different. So we better go through the motions if we do out else.
You're not usually free this lesson, are you, Helen?
No, I should be taking 5G1. The girls are doing the eats for this afternoon, and the boys have been taken off to help in the garden or something.
It's a nice little bonus for you. You know, nobody ever takes them anywhere when I have them.
You lot, get those sacks and go down and see can you find any waste paper. There's some forks and spades you lot can get in there. Go down and have a go in amongst the shrubs. Wally and Rob, you can go down on that long border and do some weeding. There's some magnifying glasses and tweezers on my bench behind the door. Ronnie, you can go over the lawn again. There's out on it, but if he hears the noise of the engine, that'll keep him happy. Come on, lad. Get moving. Can't you do only the front of the school?
That's all that matters, lad.
That's a one shoe.
Can't do that.
Of course you can, I'll not miss one.
Can't get into trouble.
Who are you feeding anyway at 5,000? Look at them all.
There's a lot of guests coming, you know. There's the mayor and his wife, someone from the university.
Oh, never mind all them. Let me have one.
What are you doing there, Shirley? Come on now, get on with those butterfly buns.
Miss, I'm just opening the window a little bit wider. It's straight out in here.
First one to edge, it's winner, right? Remarks say go. And here we are at the Ewing Derby. Walter's 100-1 and Harold's 20-2. Look at this great race.
And therefore that AC is equal to A1C. Now then, similarly, ADO is congruent to OD. Boy, hey, you boy!
It's not mine, sir.
I know it's not yours, idiot. Oh, pick it up, pick it up! It's mine. I was using it to attract your attention as you appear to be stone deaf.
The engine, sir.
Yes, I am well aware of that. Now, how do you expect people to work with that thing going on outside?
It's not my fault, sir. Mr. Howard wants it doing.
Well, can't you work somewhere else and come back to this part later?
Mr. Howard says it's got to be done now, sir.
Well, can't you use a hand mower or something? It would be much quieter.
You what, sir? A hand mower? It's bad enough running that thing on down. That's ticking all morning about it.
Oh, all right, then. Well, be quick about it and then come back to this part later.
Shirley must work harder. Shirley is easily distracted from her work, has made little effort this year, satisfactorily there. Shirley is not working to her full capacity. Shirley could do better if only she tried harder.
Of course she could do better if only they gave her something better to do.
Don't let it get you down, love. We'll be on the travels in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, we'll have another lot to come back to in September, won't we?
You don't think I like doing that, do you?
Don't be cheeky, lad. What's your name?
Only War Boys.
Right, War Boys. I'll have 100 lines from you by tomorrow morning. I must not be insolent to a member of the staff. Now, get about your business and get away from this part of the school as quickly as possible. All right, come on now, let's settle down. It's all very well for him. He's got nothing better to do with his time. I have to get you lot for an examination at the end of next year.
I suppose you've hired a Pickford's van this afternoon, have you?
What do you mean?
Take your prizes home in.
You must be joking. More like a dinky van for all I'm getting.
Any big wigs coming?
Oh, I don't know. Mate's coming, I think, and some fella from a university.
Joe Brannigan. Is he coming?
Who the hell's Joe Brannigan?
He's the mayor.
Why, do you know me, summat?
I should think so. We worked at Leonard and Wolf together for 15 years.
My dad works there. They're laying him off left, right and centre just now, though.
We started off in the moulding bay together. Both shop stewards there.
My dad's in melting shop. Our Danny's at Brightside Steel. I was going to go there when I left school, but our Danny says there's no chance. They make you redundant then, George?
No, I got an hernia. Then I did me back in. The doctor said it'd be better finding a lighter job.
Our Danny did his back in at work. That's why I stopped playing football. He went for trials with United when he was at school, our Danny. Looking forward again, Wally.
Thought I'd been looking forward up from work than this.
Don't bother getting your jobs out, lads. We've a job to do down in the hall.
Oh, what, sir?
We've got to get the chairs out for this afternoon.
No, that ain't right, sir.
It's always us. Why is it always us, sir? I'm not doing it. When I get on with my table, I'll never get it finished.
Right, we're doing gardening and all before break this morning.
Look, don't blame me, lads. I'm just told what to do, same as you are. Now, come on, quick as you can. Leave your jobs here, we'll put them away later. Aprons off, blazers on. Quick as you can down to the hall. Come on. Listen, I want 6 rows of chairs right across this platform, facing that way, right? And I want everybody to do that except Rob, Wally and Ronnie. Can you come with me, please? Come on, lads, get on with it. Right, lads, this is the plan. Now then, behind the velvet curtains there are the soft-bottomed chairs, Wally. Those are for the VIPs, right? And they're going to be sitting here. Just here. And then those with the arms on, we need 4 behind this table.
That's good enough for them buggers. You'll be sat at this table.
Right, come on, lads.
Just be quiet a minute, lads, while we go through this rehearsal. Right, I presume you're all here. Now, this is quite simple. In fact, I know that quite a number of you have been through all this before. Hey, legs off that chair. Now, when your name is called, approach the platform smartly. Climb the steps on the right and walk across the front of the platform to Professor Jessup, who will be standing here. Shake hands, receive your prize, certificate, or whatever it may be in your other hand, then walk across the stage, down the steps, and back to your place. Have you got that? Right, let's have a quick run through. David Stacey, let's have you first. You ought to know the ropes. Well done. Good, Margaret. Well done, Rob. Good girl. Malcolm Priestley. Well done, man.
So Miss Albert would like to see you when he's on.
Right, thank you, lad. Well, if you'll just wait here, I'll be back as quickly as possible.
Right, lads, that's it. Come on.
Right, shake hands with that then.
Your parents coming this afternoon, Ronnie?
What for? I haven't won out.
You don't need to have won anything.
Yeah, there's no point in losing a shift for now, though, is there?
No. What about your mother?
Oh, she's working. She's got a job at Laidlaw's.
You must be rolling in it at your house, then. Your mother and your dad and your Danny all working.
You what? She's not bothered about working. My dad's been in danger of being thrown off, and our Danny's on apprentice money. So she thought she'd better get a job while there's one going. She don't like it, though, sewing seams all day. Funny thing is, she likes dressmaking and all, but not doing the same thing over and over again, though. She says it drives her mad.
That's how we wag it and go for the game of snooker.
I know, we could say we've got food poisoning from these chips. Anyway, what do you want to wag it for, Rob? When you're getting a prize?
Homer?
Ah, they've invented a new prize, the detention prize, for the most detentions in the history of the school.
Well, let's face it, I win that winner.
There ought to be a prize for things like that. Why do they always give prizes for the lads with the biggest brains? Why not for the lads with the biggest appetites?
Wally would win that easy. Has I seen him, mate? I don't think he puts it all.
Go straight down his legs and into his buoys.
What about a prize for the biggest cream?
Oh, Stacey'd win that easy.
He's won it.
special services at school or something like that.
What about old Rogers?
Best dressed man in England.
Seen his suit?
Ah, it's that I was going to sell it to British Museum.
I know, mass prize for best looking bird.
Oh, Miss Crampton.
She'd win it easy. Seen her specs like John Jarbottoms.
It'd be great, wouldn't it? Why don't they have somebody like George Best or Rackle Welsh or somebody like that to present prizes instead of somebody we've never even heard of? Who is it this afternoon, anyway? Some professor from a university. Who'd want to listen to him? I'd sooner listen to me old man any day.
You ought to have asked him, Ronnie.
Oh, they did, but he couldn't make it. His rolls broke down. Ain't you seen it jacked up outside our flats?
Who made it?
Charlie Bradford.
Charlie Bradford, would you believe it?
He were a good one, old Charlie. When he were here.
Well, didn't he want to take it home?
Can you imagine how long it would have lasted in their house? Anyway, they can't take 'em home. I mean, what's all inspectors and governors and mayors going to do if they take 'em all home?
There's some good stuff here, Stan. Do any of them ever follow it up when they leave school?
A few, for a year or two, then they drop off. When I were at college, I once took a holiday job on a building site. When I got home at night, I didn't want to know about painting. I was too shagged out.
Look at that. That's terrific. Who did that? What, Dad's Army? Well, you'd remember that, wouldn't you?
I do. You don't.
But no, no.
Excuse me, sir. Have you finished with your coat?
Finished? Yes, you can take it, Julie. I thought you'd have been bringing a few cakes round with the tea, Julie. All this catering you've been doing this last couple of days. Thought there might be one or two leftovers for the workers.
What about us, sir?
She'll make a lovely barmaid in a few years' time. I only hope she finishes up at my local. It's a good job you'll have to sit in at the back where nobody can see you. It's a pity they don't darken the auditorium during the performance, like they do at the theatre. Clark, I thought I told you to go home and change your shirt. It is speech day you're attending, an occasion of dignity and decorum. Not a rave up in some gloomy smoke-filled cellar.
What's the rave up, sir?
A white shirt, lad. You've heard what Mr. Howard said.
I ain't got a white shirt, sir.
Nonsense. Everybody's got a white shirt.
I've got a white T-shirt and Mickey Mouse on it.
Mickey Mouse on speech day. Good God. The end is surely imminent. Oh, and Robson, you can't possibly go into the hall wearing that leather jacket. In fact, you shouldn't be wearing it at the school at all. You've been told often enough about it.
It's not one of me who wears. I haven't got school uniform on, sir.
I am painfully aware of the fact that you're not all wearing school uniform. But at least the others are wearing decent jackets.
I'm wearing a jacket.
I know, but there's a difference, lad.
I know there is. Their jackets are made out of animal hairs, and mine's made out of animal skin. That's different.
Yes, but yours is not acceptable, and there the matter rests. Why can't you people be sensible about these matters?
Now then, Joe, how's it going then? Hello, Edna, you all right, love?
It's a good job you're not going up on the stage wearing that skirt, Jean. There's to be a few raised eyebrows. That's enough of that war, boys. And just look at the state of your shirt, lad.
I know, clean on and all this morning, sir.
What you been doing?
I've been guarding and shifting chairs all morning, that's what I've been doing. I don't know, I don't come to school in overalls, I don't know about white shirts.
Attention, attention. This is the Deputy Headmaster speaking. With the rest of the 5th year, that is forms 5G1, G2, G3, and G4, now move along to the hall, please.
Move your feet, not your tongues. Keep the noise down. Down here, shake your tie, do up your shirt. Smile yourself up, lad, come on. All right, come on. Stop there, Vicky. Why do you have to be different from anybody else? Are any of the other girls wearing pullovers? No? Take it off. Come on, then. Straighten your tie, lad. Come on. Robson, come here, lad. Stop there. Were you in assembly this morning?
Sir.
Did you hear what the headmaster said about wearing school uniform? Then why aren't you wearing it? Take it off. War boys, straighten your tie, lad. Do up your shirt. All right, the rest of you, carry on. Pull out your sleeves, come on. Do up your tie. All right, go on, off you go.
Could I have your attention, please? The children are almost assembled, so if you could be ready in about 5 minutes.
Well, it looks as if everybody's getting togged up. I think I'll nick down the woodwork shop. Have a clean smoke down there.
Yeah, fetch my tracksuit, will you, Dave, while you're at it?
Hey, I wonder if we can get the needlework department to sew a bit of fur around the collar so we don't feel out of it.
So what about those rabbits they've got over in the biology lab?
Oh, it all depends. What colour are they?
Oh, they're Old English. White with a black stripe and a few spots.
Just the job. Didn't look very well on my khaki smock, a bit of fur around the collar. Eh?
Ready about you?
Well, yeah, let's join the mob.
Is everything all right, Mr. Mayor? Is there anything I can do for you? Aye. Is there any chance of changing this for a bit? Excuse me. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. It appears that everything is ready and the school is waiting. So when you are ready, we will make our way along to the hall.
It'll go down in history, this, you know. All sat round having evening meal together.
I bet that bugger that invented shifts never had to work 'em.
Does old Macintosh still take us through, Ronnie?
You don't take us in, it takes top forms.
I don't remember one time we used to drive him mad. We stick drawing pins in the ceiling before he came in. Could never understand how we did it.
Well, go on then, tell us if you're gonna.
We used to balance a drawing pin on top of a window pole, lift it up, and bang it in ceiling. Old Macintosh could never understand how they got rammed in so hard.
It's a pity you'd know what else to do. You didn't half waste your time at school, Danny.
Wouldn't have been ramming drawing pins in roof if there'd been no history at United.
No.
But if sat on one he'd never have noticed, he'd been that interested.
We will begin our speech today by spending a few moments in silence, collecting our thoughts and remembering what we are doing and why we are here. Let us give thanks, O God, for this school, for our founders and governors, for our relatives and friends, and for all who in their generation have built up that which we inherit. Lord, hear our prayer, and bless our cry unto thee. That thou wilt bless all members of this school, those who rule and those who obey, those who teach and those who learn, that being not slothful in business, but keen in spirit, we may with all diligence serve thee.
Lord, hear our prayer, and bless our cry come unto thee.
Grant that we who receive rewards for our labors may always remember that such rewards as we receive, grant that we who receive rewards for our labors may always remember that such talents as we possess come from thee, and that from those to whom much is given, much will be expected.
I'll give you spirit of God. What's God ever done for us? Just tell me that. You want to chuck them Bibles away and get your bloody history books out.
You'll be badly again, Grandad.
Whose side's God on in the road? That's what I'd like to know. Not ours, I can tell you. He's got a terrible record as far as our side's concerned.
Calm down, Grandad. You'll be having another do.
Bloody work you want, bloody Bible punchers.
I have a dream. The past decade has been a most exciting one. Something profoundly meaningful has begun. Old systems of exploitation and oppression are passing away, and new systems of justice and equality are being born. In a real sense, ours is a great time in which to be alive, and therefore I am not yet discouraged about the future. Granted that the easygoing optimism of yesterday is impossible. Granted that we face a world crisis which often leaves us standing amid the surging murmur of life's restless sea. But every crisis has both its dangers and its opportunities. Each can spell either salvation or doom. In a dark, confused world, the Spirit of God may yet reign supreme.
You've ought to have asked Wally to read instead.
Oh, shut up, Rob. I can read if I want to.
Ah, Dandy and Beano.
I can read better than thee any day.
What about when you're reading around class?
Oh, I just get a bit nervous reading around class, that's all.
Good what Wally to read in speech day. Anyway, he ain't even got a white shirt. They'd never let him knit stage with hair like that.
Has he heard him, Ronnie? He thinks he's Professor Stanley Unwin.
Quiet.
Go on, then.
All right, then.
So,
Read this here, Wally. School leavers ply. That's us, innit?
Young people leaving school without qualifications tend to take several jobs in quick succession. Until at 17 they are among the long-term unemployed. The number of jobs for the less able appears to be getting fewer every year, and many of these are in the manual category.
Last year, 17 former pupils of this school gained university degrees, including that of John Davis, who was the first pupil at this school to be accepted at Cambridge University. John was awarded the degree of BA with second-class honours in geography, and we are all very proud of his achievement.
Now then, more boys. And where does this event appear in the programme?
It's a new event, sir.
It's a very old event, lad, and definitely an out-of-school activity. Now off you go. Get yourselves involved with a bit of legitimate athletics.
Last year, our academic achievements were the best to date. We had more A-level, O-level and CSE successes than in any previous year.
What about Stuart Barclough? He plays for Newcastle, that's all.
Yeah, we might not got any O-levels.
O-levels, you in 5G like us.
Something of which they and the school can be justly proud. And now, breaking with tradition, which can be a healthy thing at times, the school choir will now entertain us with the first of 2 modern folk songs, under the direction of Mr. Hill. Thank you, Mr. Hill.
Now England is a democratic place. The English are a tolerant race. Any man may have his say, but when it comes to polling day, it's down with taxes, up with pay, and down the ball. Charity, charity. Dives was a charitable man.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our guest of honor this afternoon, Professor Jessup, Vice-Chancellor of Gloucester University, who will now present the prizes and certificates and later on in the programme give the address.
Bloody hell, I've had enough of this.
Professor Jessup.
Thank you very much. Special prizes for services to the school. David Stacey and Margaret Shipman. The Leonard and Wolfe Essay Prize, Pauline Ratcliffe.
What about that 650 then, Ronnie? Just do me that.
I'm going to get one as soon as I start work.
Are you going to pay cash, aren't you? At your first wage packet?
I'll get one.
That's what I said.
Well, why don't you then?
I can't afford. I've no chance of paying cash.
What are you going to pay cash for?
Anyway, the risk repayments now. We're just 6 months of my apprenticeship to run.
What do you mean? I thought you said you sold me on top money.
Getting me cards, more like. That's a right swindle. Take an apprenticeship, they said at school. Don't go into a dead-end job. And what happens? You work for pocket money for 5 years, then you suddenly find you're not even guaranteed a job at the end of it. Owing to fluctuating economic factors and the global state of the
All the lads and lasses, all the smiling faces, going down short of say, to sing the vaccinations. Oh, the lads, you're sure to see us coming. Oh, what a piece of work is that, how marvelously wrought. The quick contrivance of his hand, the wonder of his thought.
Hello, Grandad.
Hello, honey. I want to do it what? What are you doing down here? Have you got lost?
No, I've just come to see how you were.
Don't try and soft-sort me, you young bugger. What are you after now?
I'm not after out.
I've heard that before. How was it last time you came down? That fishing basket of mine.
Are you going to watch football after this, Grandad?
I told you there was something in it, didn't I?
I tell it's gone.
What do you... They've taken it back to the shop. That's the trouble with that hire purchase.
No, it's broke down. My mother plugging in iron and television went off, picture went off. My dad says it must have fused or something.
Tell me the old story. Do you know, if it weren't for the fact that I can't afford to have it mended, I'd have put my stick through that screen many a time.
Well, hang about, Grandad, it'll be going off soon.
Things are going to change. It's going to be a better tomorrow. Bugger tomorrow, what about today? I might not be here tomorrow.
Great, it's gone off. There might be something uninteresting now.
There's going to be change. Things are no better now than when I were a lad. There's still bad houses, and there's still bad hospitals and bad schools, and there's still unemployment and dole, and it's still the same folk telling us what to do.
Who do you think will win, Grandad?
There might be a few bigger crumbs now and again, but I agree with what Lenin said, when he said, we ain't interested in size at crumbs or in slices at cake. We want bakery, he said, so we can determine sort of cake it's to be baked.
It's a bit different from when I was at school, I can tell you. High windows, heavy iron desks, strict teachers always giving us the stick. I can remember one old teacher who used to take us for music. He used to walk up and down the aisles playing his violin. And if you were talking or not listening, he'd give you such a whack across the head with his bow. What a tartar he was. He'd bray you as soon as look at you. We were scared stiff of the teachers in them days. They were like gods to us. And we left at 14, you know. We'd no choice. Our parents couldn't afford to keep us at school. We'd to get out and get a job as quick as we could to help to keep the family. It had made no difference if we'd passed the scholarship. They couldn't afford to send us. Not that it made any difference to me. They had to blow the school up to get me out of Standard 3 as it was.
I bet they have to blow this guy up to get him off stage.
Wasn't it terrible?
They get worse.
If I want manager of that lot, unemployment figures will be up by 11 on Monday.
12, I got so bloody brilliant when they brought him on it second half.
Bastards, you'll be getting your bleeding heads kicked in!
Times were hard when I was a young man, in the 30s. There was massive unemployment for a start. And even if you got a job, you never knew how long it was going to last. They were hard times, but in some ways they were good times. People seemed to stick together more then. And we managed to have some good times in spite of all the difficulties.
We joined Labour Party about the same time. That was about the last thing we'd done together. I decided it wasn't the way, so I threw out. But Joe, he went from strength to strength. Became local secretary, then he got on council. But look at him now. It finished him, Ronnie. He grew respectable. He got soft. You should have seen the difference in the old days. When we had bother on with the management and we had to go and see them. In those days, he was as hard as nails. Principled in his arguments, wouldn't budge an inch. But then he changed. You felt as though he wanted to be on the other side of the table with them. Then he got to going off to have a drink with them afterwards. As though it were one big game, all pals together like. You can't do that, Ronnie. It's war, lad. And when I think of those lads in the moulding bay, at it from 4:30 in the morning, scuffling, non-stop, with hardly time for their breakfast sometimes, calluses on their hands as big as eggs, burns on their arms from metal splashes. It still makes me blood boil to think about it. Still, there's one consolation. He can't do as much damage as though he were in the Union. Just think if it had made him Sir Joe Brannigan. What a disaster that would have been for the lads.
You mightn't believe it to look at me now, but I was a real firebrand in them days. As I got older, I got more sense. And I came to realize that there are two sides to every question. And things are not always as simple as they might first appear. Nowadays, with all the opportunities you've got, almost anybody can get on, provided he's prepared to work hard for it.
Now then, what's up?
Been sent out.
What for?
Laughing.
Now, they wouldn't take kindly to that, would they?
It's Wally's fault, I couldn't help it.
Well, there's no point in standing there all day, is there? Mr. Howard won't be able to deal with it today, will he?
Mr. Douglas has got to wait here.
Oh, you might as well come and give me a hand for an hour. I'll see Mr. Douglas.
All right, might as well.
Come on,